Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Series. We are here in the Heartland. We're here in Corn Country. Iowa Speedway here tonight will play host for 90 laps of racing action around this 0.88 mile speedway. So this is certainly in the realm of Jimmy's short track racing for sure. And it should be a good one here tonight. Good sized field for tonight's race, and a couple things on the line. It's not just the race here tonight. It's not just points on the line, but the in-season tournament, in-season bracket starts here tonight as well, and got a breakdown of all the different groupings here. We'll see if we get a chance to share that with everybody out there, but either way, it was fun last season. Looking forward to it here again this season. It looks like tonight is when it starts, and kind of going to be basically double elimination for everybody this season. Carl Lane, we're joined in the booth with Jimmy Covert here once again. Jimmy, we're kind of cruising our way through this season. Race number 9 already, so we're past halfway in the regular season, getting closer to that chase.
Yeah, the time's been flying. Just been having a lot of fun with a lot of the leagues that we've had here on CRN. You know, it's any of them. And the season's just been clicking by. The races have been clicking off. I've lost track of the amount of races that we've covered in the amount of tracks that we've been to. I'm pretty sure we've hit 99% of most oval tracks and a lot of different road tracks throughout the seasons here at CRN. So just want to say thanks to all the fans out there to keep coming out here and keeping us company. But tonight we do have 25 drivers on the docket here tonight. There's just finished up qualifying, and we are at Iowa, like Carl said, 0.88 miles. That would be 2 laps for a Navy PRT or physical readiness test. Yeah, that would be something I would have to do in less than 15 minutes. So I think I could do that still. Well, maybe not. Maybe I need to get my car and a race car because I want to go fast. But the standing lineup here for the drivers tonight as follows. It's going to be Richard Covington Jr. on the pole with Cody Brewer on the outside. Then you got Kyle Emerson and Dylan Large on row number 2. Matthew Hake and Ron Millo on row number 3. Thomas O'Connor and TJ Hanley make up row number 4. On row number 5, Jay Mona with Justin Potts. Row number 6 got Austin Smith and Austin Wells. Row number 7, Josh Duncan with Cody Handler. Tiffany Ellis and Bruce Spencer back on row number 8. Michael Garcia and Harper Capps on row number 9. And then your rest of the fields, beginning with row number 10, you're going to have Kelly Akron and Dylan Jacobs. Row number 11, Anthony Emerson and Joshua Smith, Dylan Emerson and Chris Ledford, and Brian Roy for your 25-car lineup. 3 cars not putting in times, but that's Dylan Emerson, Chris Ledford, and Brian Roy. And it could just be that short track action. Carl getting into the wall, trying to push it to the limits.
Yeah, it can happen really easy here, and you can do it without getting any kind of damage to your car as well. Just kind of get a little butt end happy. We'll keep it nice and clean here for everybody. But coming out of the corners, it can certainly happen. Not just on the backstretch, it can happen coming out of turn number 4 there. As this is kind of it's Richmond-esque, a little bit bigger than Richmond. Obviously, Richmond 3/4 of a mile, but same kind of concept here at Iowa. It's a tri-oval, a little bit more banking than Richmond, so that's why you get a little bit maybe faster times here, easier through turns 1 and 2 compared to Richmond for sure. But it's not just flat out. You're definitely having to use the brake. Maybe these drivers having to use some different gearing here as well, and maybe having to shift through some of these corners, but we'll see how it turns out. And just a correction for the entire seasons here so far, as I thought it was a win and you're in kind of situation. It is not. It is a chase format for this season. So wins certainly will help you, get you more points. But there is a cutoff line. The top 12 drivers in points will make the chase. That's going to be coming up here in another 6 races. But right now, it's time to get the green flag. Barney is ready. Hopefully everyone out there in CRN Nation is ready, because we're racing here at Iowa.
I guess it's time to get some overlays up there so you can see where everybody's at and look at those rolling here along the track map. But already some smoke in the air, and maybe, gosh, is Kelly Akron already involved in something here early, but we are not going to go to yellow here, so we'll go back, check out, we'll see what happened. Oh, he was just sitting there.
Nothing to see here, Jimmy. Nothing to see here. Yeah, now we will get a yellow here. It looks like Chris Ledford involved in an incident. Let's try and take a look and see what happened on this one.
Oh.
Now 3 wide, and it looks like
it's the 39.
It looks like the 39 cutting down there. Is it 39 or is that the
99?
Trying to say that's what I thought. I thought about the 99. Said that little camera on the top that kind of messes me up. But yeah, there's Harper Caps coming down and hooking the 71 into the outside wall. Going to bring us under our first caution. Certainly some damage there to the front end of the 71 on this one.
Chris just can't catch a break in that 71. I think he's been the brunt of a lot of incidents. Just mind his own business back there, and car coming down and then taking them out. Just it can get frustrating, and sometimes we know there's other drivers out there that have had their fair share of being involved in things, and that no matter where they seem to be at, some leading and still getting involved, some middle of the pack, where they just pit and the caution comes out and they get stuck a lap down. I mean, there's a lot of things that kind of go on, but that's all part of racing. A little bit of luck, a lot of talent, and obviously trying to have fun with it all. And the biggest thing is to kind of keep sticking it out, keep getting out here each and every week and doing the best you can. Richard Covington is going to lose the lead there, though, in those few laps and give it up to Kyle Emerson and that red, white, and blue rocket pop machine. The number 60 is going to be out front there. Matthew Hake slides back to Pete Harris up in the third, and Dylan Large hanging on the fourth. Thomas O'Connor in fifth, and Ron Willem stays in sixth. Jay Monin, Cody Brewery, TJ Hanley, Austin Smith. So not too much movement, but looks like Anthony Emerson, that was in the 42, honestly getting a few spots here early on as he's driving the Smirnoff machine here tonight at Iowa.
Looks like Dylan Emerson not competing here tonight. A bit of a surprise there, but Kelly Acker, not sure what was happening with the 25 there, as you've seen him stopped early on in the race, and I haven't seen him come back out on the track yet, so maybe some computer issues on that side here, but we do have 23 other drivers out there. Joshua Smith looks like he is now, looks like the 25 is just back going here. Joshua Smith, trying to see if he is...
He's there.
Yeah, 48. But is he a lap down, or is he not showing him?
Here.
Oh, there we go. Now it looks like it's resetting. It was showing him a ton of time back, but now he's just in the back of the pack right now. It's showing him a huge amount of time behind the leader, but SDK was just being SDK. It was a little funky for me early on in the race. Yeah, update today. I hate update day for anything, whether it's a Windows update, SDK update, OBS. In this case, there was an SDK and an OBS update. It's never fun. Me and Jimmy talked about that in between the races here. It's always scary, especially when it's race day. I mean, iRacing even was having some issues today. It's too much on a day that we got to broadcast.
I'm not even racing.
I know. It's even worse. It's even worse when we're racing.
I mean, we're not just running iRacing. Oh, like Carl mentioned, the other things we use: OBS, SDK, Teams, Discord, all kinds of things here. But we're getting ready to go back to race. Pace car is in. Kyle Emerson ready to get these drivers back on the loud pedal here as they exit turn number 4. He gets on it very good there. Nice start there over the field. Allows Matthew Hake to get to the inside there of Richard Covington Jr. as well. And now you got a fight for beat number 2.
I want to thank our sponsors here for the series, Yield and Maximum Edge Graphics, and that they do here for the series as we get the restart here. It is Kyle Emerson and Richard Covington Jr. out front. Matthew Hake, Thomas O'Connor, Dylan Large for your top 5. And looking down through the rest of the order, you got Ron Millum, Jay Monin, Cody Brewer, TJ Hanley, and Josh Duckett for the top 5. This is a track where you definitely need to kind of get spread out here. I know you can get to some racing, and the way you enter the corners here, usually in turn 3 you kind of enter a little bit later, so it feels like the inside is open. Same thing with turn 1, but at least turn 1 you can kind of feel comfortable taking that middle line if you have to. If somebody dives down on you late, you can take that middle line if you have to. Turn 3 and 4, typically you want to try and get down towards the bottom. Again, the middle is an option, definitely not the preferred option, but you really just kind of have to settle in here. You got a 90 lap race, a lot of racing yet to go, but it will go by quick. You know, as easy as I say, you know, you got to settle in. This race will go by very quick. It is a fast track out here. About 22 and a half seconds is what you're looking at for a lap time.
Yeah, not quite sure of that pit window. Didn't get any chance to get out there. Obviously busy pre-race with the, you know, with another league, and I, you know, don't quite get the time that I do some nights to kind of get out there and try to turn some laps in about the average time that these drivers are, to kind of get an idea where fuel windows and stuff might be, or how them tires wear here. Can't see on the track some of the lines and grooves of different paved areas. Sure, that has a lot of effect on the way the car handles as well, but doing good here now as well on lap number 11 as Kyle Anderson leads the way over Matthew Haken and Chicago Jr.
Thank everyone out there for tuning in tonight. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like, subscribe, get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. As looking forward to this one here tonight, and looking forward to next week as well. Next week we're gonna head to Nashville, and well, Nashville is a music city, so it's gonna be a favorite band paint scheme for next week. So another one of those weeks we'll have a fun paint scheme to put out there for a lot of these drivers. Looking forward to that one here. But right now, you know, some of the I don't want to say that the regular paint schemes out there, some of them getting brushed up here a little bit, some of them losing the outside paint a little bit, using up the wall. But these next gen cars seem to be handling the track pretty well. Don't really see them dancing around too much. Maybe getting a little bit tight off the corners. Maybe that's how the setup is right now, leaning more towards the tight side instead of the oversteer side.
Yeah. Now the drivers are really trying to push this track as hard as possible. It doesn't, that's what I'm missing. I can't show you guys the track map with all the skills on if I don't put it up there. Obviously you can get a view of the track. You know, not, you know, doesn't have a perfect, you know, it has a back stretch, but the front still, it's not quite straight, but not real straight. It's still kind of curved.
Yeah, that's why I say it's kind of like, yeah, to me it's shaped exactly like Richmond, but at least here the start finish line is right in the middle of the tri-oval instead of, you know, like a third of the way on the front stretch at Richmond. It hurts my OCD when we go to Richmond, and that's what the case is. You can't put them right there. It's bad enough for Talladega. You know, it's after the tri-oval, but you're used to that at least. You know, Richmond is like, really, yeah, you had to put it like a third of the way through the tri-oval. Like, why they gotta be difficult? I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe they're trying to be different. You know, you got Talladega after the tri-oval, you got Phoenix where it's in the short shoot, I don't know what you want to call it there, in between the new you know, turn 3 and turn 1. It's just I don't know. I know it hurts to look at sometimes, but right now it's certainly a good start for Kyle Emerson out in front, Matthew Hake in second, Richard Covington, Ron Millam for your top 5. Or actually, Thomas O'Connor, if I can actually say 5 drivers.
You need to go to 6 or 7, Carl.
Yeah, exactly. I see what you did there.
Michael Garcia back here at P17, trying to make his way. He's still hold on to where he started in that machine that he's got out there, and you can see the drivers kind of taking different lines in front of him, you know, and himself not following any of those as well. So a lot of drivers trying to figure out the track, you know, what works for them, and you know, when you get a little more experience, you know exactly how to kind of take the track, what's the preferred line, and then you learn the other ones when you get the different changes in tires, from heating up the fuel, you know, using the fuel up changes your way your car handles. And another thing, like the sun setting. I'll see sun coming down, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. If I think it's something right over the show top. Yeah, it's at night, so the sun is setting as it's 1925 game time. Nice cool track though, 80 degrees. That should be nice in the tires. Somebody was nice to the drivers out here tonight. No one setting this race up, bro.
Nothing I would do. I mean, that's being too nice. That's I don't know what they're thinking out here, but yeah, it's certainly something that the drivers should be enjoying out there, and maybe enjoying a little bit too much, as you see still some of them look like Justin Potts there getting up into the outside wall. He's brushed the wall a couple times now. I'm still trying to get a feel for this track. Again, you know, I say it all the time. You can get out here and practice all you want, and it's good. Every lap you get out here and practice is good. It's going to make you better, but until you get out here in the race pace and deal with, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars in front of you, giving you that dirty air from the front, it's a completely different animal, and the track can drive completely different, let alone the fact that most times the time is going to be different in the day. Maybe in practice and qualifying, you're out there and it was midday, and now it's a little bit more towards the late afternoon, and the track, like Jimmy mentioned, is going to be a little bit cooler right now. 7:30 at night as we see the 83 Matthew Hake going for a little on maintenance on the front stretch, but it looks like he is going to keep the 83 rolling here and rejoin the race back in 14th. Actually, it looks like 15th now as Michael Garcia looks to the outside in the Tabasco number 64. But either way, going to keep that thing going the right way. But now we are going to have a caution here, or should be a caution.
That was
yeah, that was it's pretty spicy right there, but
I think that was, what was that?
I mean, it looked like they kept it somewhat straight there towards the end. Right there, Jay Monin was one of them involved in it.
We're going to do this old fashioned way because SDK didn't catch that at all.
iRacing didn't either. I remember it was one of those where he was, 89 degrees turned sideways, and you see right there, it looks like just lost it by himself, just tapped that wall and kind of exploded off there, a couple wheel hops, and that's not what you want to have right there if you're the 18.
Ouch.
Huge impact right there. Actually, or was that the 10, I believe? But you see, not fully sideways, so I guess. And maybe Barney was on a coffee break or something like that. Didn't see that the incident that happened right down below him. But either way, we'll get you back live here. Good to see we are still under green flag conditions. And the rocket pop, the bomb pop, number 60 of Kyle Emerson still leads the way. Richard Covenant Jr., Ron Millum, and TJ Hanley still right there within tow. A little 4-car breakaway, and then a slight little advantage over Thomas O'Connor, 0.6 of a second behind them. A little bit back to Cody Brewer in 6th, Austin Smith, Josh Duncan, Dylan Jacobs, and Tiffany Ellis, currently your top 10.
Everybody trying to get around here tonight, doing a pretty decent job. I'm surprised, like I said, iRacing not calling that last car or that last incident a caution in the wall into another car. Yeah, iRacing sometimes gets it right, the majority of the time, but that one there definitely should have probably been a caution as the drivers had contact. And I think in real life they would have called it. So. Yeah, why not? But we're not going to here. We're going to keep it green. We're already 1/3 of the way through the races. We're on lap 130 of 90. Kyle Emerson is still your leader with Richard Covenant Jr. in 2nd, with Ron Millum in 3rd. TJ Hanley, Thomas O'Connor round out your top 5. Biggest mover of the race, number 5. And Dylan Jacobs up in 9th, up 11 spots.
Thank everyone out there tuning in. Of course, we got Barry double dipping as usual here tonight. Kathy, welcome to the broadcast as usual. Chase, Brandon, and Jay Dunk, as well as Jasmine out there. Looks like all got their own drivers that they're pulling for here tonight. And if you're out there in Sierra Nation, you got a favorite driver that you want us to showcase a little bit, or let you know where they're running, where they're at in the running order. We'll try and get them as much love and camera time as we can out there. It's been a pretty good race here since the restart. Right there with the incident on lap number 1. Definitely had an incident there a couple laps ago, but we stayed green, and we're going to see a pass for the lead. Not sure what happened to Kyle Emerson, but he's starting to slip back here pretty quickly. Ron Millum is now your race leader. It's TJ Hanley in 2nd, and that was a little bit high. Maybe some lap traffic getting involved here with the leaders. But as I mentioned, TJ Hanley in second, Richard Covenant Jr. in third. Kyle Emerson slips back now to fourth position. So the 91, the Kubota is your new leader.
Kubota getting out front here with a few other drivers out there trying to make their way around here. And obviously a few drivers have been down in the pits or coming down in the pits already as Kyle Emerson heads down to the pits, the number 60. But just falling back there a little bit, not quite sure why, or just decided to try to get down to the inside just a little while to find that gap to get down there. But does make his way down the pits. So hopefully the 60 is okay, as he was doing a fantastic job out there leading. But right now, 91 is leading the way. And then you have TJ Hanley. You do have a lap car in the middle there. I think that is the 10 of Austin Wells, yeah, and right behind your leader. So TJ trying to ride this one out and see if he can stretch it. Maybe wonder if they can go 45 laps, Carl. That would make it halfway, and possibly only a one-stop race if they can keep it green to the end.
I think they probably need to go like maybe 46, 47 just to be sure, because we have to get the caution laps there at the beginning. So they probably need to go a little bit further in case this thing goes green all the way. But yeah, I mean, some drivers probably going to try and stretch it as far as possible. I could see a good long run here all the way to at least the halfway, as the fuel doesn't burn off too quickly here in these cars at Iowa. You're off the gas a good amount, as Richard Covenant Jr. should off the gas a little bit more coming out of that corner as he smoked the wall a bit out of number 4. But when we get a chance, we'll talk about the point standings as they come in. The drivers in the chase, again, the top 12 in the points will make the chase. Dylan Jacobs, your points leader. Justin Potts, Tiffany Ellis, Dylan Emerson, Josh Duncan, your top 5. Ron Millum, Kyle Emerson, TJ Hanley, Richard Covenant Jr., and Matthew Hake, currently your top 10. And then 11th is tied right now with Austin Smith and Joshua Smith, both with 156 points. Brian Roy right now on the outside looking in, but only down by 2 points to both the Smiths. Another 2 points back to Thomas O'Connor, and then another 7 points back to Chris Ledford. That is your top 15 heading into tonight. But right now, we are coming up on lap number 40, about halfway through this race. Jimmy, I think it's about time. I see some smoke there in the front stretch. Smoke him if you got him. As we're going to go to a little CRN. Love to hear it.
Yeah, a little bit of love to hear it. All right, I found it.
sights and sounds here of the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Series at Iowa Speedway. We have seen drivers make it past the halfway point. The leader right now has done just that, and now finally coming into the pits, that's TJ Hanley sacrificing the lead. But you see how many cars he was ahead of over a lap. This is a short track, and you come in here to make a pit stop under green, you're going to go down at least a lap here, or you know, dang close to it, unless you're up there towards the front of the field. But now TJ is going to come into the pits. We'll see where he shuffles back out. Doesn't look like too many drivers, Jimmy, taking 4 tires. It looks like 2 tires maybe the option to go with here tonight. Kyle Emerson is now going to resume back out front, but he pit all the way back on lap number 34. Richard Covington Jr. came in on lap number 40, Ron Millam on number 49, and now see TJ Hanley coming in on lap number 55. A lot of tire disparity here tonight.
Yeah, a lot of it decision making. You know, obviously some drivers may be hoping for that caution to come out. We've seen the incidents, not the yellow flag here tonight, and you know, that's good and bad. Obviously, the drivers that were wrapped up in those incidents would have loved the caution, come in, get a fast repair, get back out there. But you know, the drivers that are racing well and getting out in the front, love to see them long green flag runs. Love to see their lead kind of grow, and then you know, you take that chance. You know, is what you know, did TJ Hanley make the right call by staying out as long as he did? And you know, with everybody short pit and only a quick 30 more laps and this thing's over with. So does he have enough time to make it to the back? But Joshua Smith has crashed here on lap number 50, his lap 57.
Jumped to the pits.
Oh, he was down off the racetrack, and I think it's smoke, unless that's just dust. It's gonna look like Joshua Smith's gonna park it down there and tow. So no caution again here, but something up with Joshua Smith as he takes it down the pits. Austin Wells down there as well, as he's down in the pits now here on lap number 60. Hopefully that's just a scheduled pit stop here for him. Maybe taking some fresh tires, maybe 2 tires or something. He's down on the pits. Yep, right side going up and down and left's on. So taking 4 and going. Kyle Emerson in the pits, stays off the water barrels as he narrowly missing that there. But going to come in probably for what's going to be his last stop as he relinquished the lead. But that's going to give the lead back to, or up to, Richard Covington Jr., number 21, star on the pole, and now leading the race. Ron Millam up there here tonight, up 4 spots, sitting in P, number 2. Austin Smith at number 33, sitting back in 3rd, and then Dylan Jacobs in 4th, Josh Duncan in 5th. Michael Garcia, TJ Hanley, Cody Brewer, Tiffany Ellis, and Thomas O'Connor. Tiffany kind of quiet here tonight, but has made it up 6 spots so far. Biggest move of your race is Dylan Jacobs. He was started at the back, so he's up 16 spots in that number 5.
Yeah, I wonder and I question here for Kyle Emerson and Anthony Emerson. I know they came in early. Maybe they came in too early, and they're not going to be able to make it here to the end. But we've seen TJ Hanley obviously make it 55 laps, so you can stretch it out 55 laps. I know there's cautions in the beginning of the race, or a caution in the beginning of the race to stretch it out maybe a little bit. But I mean, this is going to put Kyle Emerson way back now in the field, back there in 16th position. He may have some fresh tires on that number 60, but he's got a ton of time to make up, and he's only got 5 lap newer tires than you know, TJ Hanley that's out there that shouldn't need to pit again here tonight. I mean, there's a lot of drivers that came in on lap 45 or later that should be good to go on 1 pit stop. So a second pit stop here for a couple of these drivers has me scratching my head a little bit. I'm wondering what I'm missing here.
I don't know. I'm not the driver at this one, Carl, and maybe it's something they practiced, or maybe it was just a legitimate mistake. You know, sometimes you got fat or quick buttons, you know, for tires to take them off or put them on, and you know, I usually have my fuel adjustment to a knob on my car. I do have mine set to +1 lap, so I don't have to. So I always overfuel the car by a lap. So depending on the track, it's a lot. That could be a lot of fuel. But I know that if I need to save a little time, that I could go down to my my fuel black box and adjust my fuel just a little bit by a click or two and save myself a little bit of time in the pits. But running out of fuel, I lost a win that way in a race, and it stinks by just under fueling the car just a little bit. So you get a little gun shy, and I'd just rather enough fuel in there, and it just means you got to get a bigger lead though.
It's been a good race since the early caution here tonight. Again, we had a couple of close calls with some other cautions that maybe could have come out, but didn't happen here, and we keep this thing rolling along. It's given Ron Millam a 2-second lead right now over Richard Covington, who's about a half a second ahead of Austin Smith. TJ Hanley starting to claw himself back into the top spots here as well with those fresh tires. Dylan Jacobs all the way up to 5th spot now after starting back there in 20th position. So working his way up through the field here as well. Cody Brewer, Josh Duncan, Michael Garcia, Thomas O'Connor, and Tiffany Ellis, your top 10. But good job here by the drivers, kind of feeling this track out a little bit. Sun's starting to set here in Iowa. Still got a little bit of it in there, so that the track could be starting to get even cooler here before this this race finally gets over. But you see even some more drivers, Alistair Wells there, getting out there in turn number 4, clipping the wall. It seems the exit to turn 4 has definitely been the troublesome spot here tonight for some drivers.
Yeah, walls come up fast when you're pushing the car as hard as you can, and then you obviously start overdrive and get them tires heated up and worn down, push it even more, push it up to the wall, and that's when you see the bumping and the banging of the concrete. But right now, these drivers up front here trying to chase down Ron Millam. Ron Millam's got a half a second lead over Austin Smith here. Actually, a second and a half. Excuse me. Richard Covington Jr. has a half a now losing some time there to Austin Smith as he makes his way by. He's on the 10-lap newer tires on Richard Covington Jr. So you can see that happen as now, Rich just needs to kind of hold on. TJ does make it by. So, we might have questioned why TJ stayed out so long, but definitely on some newer tires. He's out. He came in on lap 55, so he's got 5 new tires in front of better than Austin Smith and 6 on Millam, and we still have 18 laps to go here at Iowa.
18 to go, but it is ticking by here pretty quickly. As I mentioned, 90-lap race, but it's going to go by quickly as Tiffany Ellis there into the outside wall coming off of turn number 4. No shocker. I think everybody has tasted the outside wall here coming off of 4. But either way, it's been a good one. Once again, I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in tonight. And if you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. It really helps get the video up there in the YouTube algorithm for anyone looking to to find some good racing action, to find some next gen racing, iRacing, anything you kind of search up any of those keywords. The more thumbs up the video has, the better chance Pit Road Speedway Racing gets to showcase their racing ability out here tonight. So it's it doesn't just help us here, it helps the league out as well by hitting that little thumbs up. Doesn't cost you anything. Same with the subscription, doesn't cost you anything either. So if you don't want to do it, sure, that's fine. We're not going to kick you out for not doing it, but you won't be able to comment unless you're one of the subscribers as well. And we definitely love the comments out there. Looks like Barry may be going easy on the other drivers in this one. We're throwing shade in the last race out there, but just happy hanging back there watching TJ Hanley try and work his way through the field to get the win.
Obviously trying to see a lot of these drivers do good here, trying to share the love a little bit. Everybody split out just a little bit, not too many close fights here. There is a little small field here just inside the top 10, leading with Josh Duncan, Michael Garcia, and Thomas O'Connor back there. So Tiffany Ellis just a little far back here tonight, just still rocking a top 10 finish at the moment. I've seen her get close to the wall a few times, so maybe not the track here for Tiffany tonight, but still in that top 10 as the points race is coming down to that chase here, as it creeping ever so slowly, or should I say quickly.
time ticking down here. It seems like everyone kind of, I don't want to say set as to where they are, because there's some battles out there towards the back half of the top 10. Keeping an eye on the gap between Ron Millam and TJ Hanley, as well as that's slowly dwindling down. By last lap, it was a tenth and a half difference in pace, and Ron Millam is going to need to pick that up if that's going to be the case, because he's not going to be able to hold off TJ Hanley at that clip, because we're coming back to the line here. It's 11 laps to go here at Iowa, and I'm just going to keep it off the wall there as well. He's got a 1.2 second lead heading into turn number 1, but catching him is one thing. You got to pass him here as well. So we'll see if Ron Millam can clip through here and get his. I'm pretty sure his first win here on the season. Yeah, indeed, will be his first win of the season. TJ Hanley looking for his second win on the season. Again, wins don't matter. I got scolded and told I was wrong for saying it the whole season, but we got it corrected now.
It matter to me, Carl.
Listen, a win is a win is a win, all right? And a win gets you more points.
Yeah, whether the guy's got to start in the pits and get the win, or you wreck out and give somebody a win. I mean, a win's a win, right?
Or you sleep through it and win the championship as well. That works too.
Everything works.
Got the Ellis trying to urge on Tiffany out there, trying to I like it. I didn't see that Kenny Wallace got the win at Oswego, but that's definitely pretty cool. It's one track that I've heard is a good one to go to. I know definitely more up your alley up there for sure, but I heard it's a really good track. I'm a big Stuart Friese fan, kind of follow what he does, and I know obviously he's got a ton of wins up there at Oswego and Oswego, and all the ones up in that area. I can't remember the Orange County. I think it was the track that I went to up north for the Eastern States one time, and pretty cool that that year Stuart Friesen and I forget who it was. There was another Truck Series driver at the time. They both brought their trucks from the Bristol Dirt Race up to Orange County for the race there, just to kind of showcase them and drive around for a couple laps. But that was definitely pretty cool to see that. Trucks on a real dirt track, not when Bristol just threw dirt on the track there. But right now, no dirt on the track here, but we're down to 5 laps to go here for Ron Millam, and it's less than a third of a second. You see TJ Hanley now right behind the 91. He's getting that 08 to rotate through the corner a little bit better. He's got 6 lap newer tires, looks to the outside. Maybe a little bit of a dummy, tries to dive back to the inside, but the 91 covering off that inside line. Lap cars certainly going to come into play here. The 99, the 83 right in front of your leaders. Can Millam hold off the late charge here from TJ Hanley? 4 laps to go.
So one of the cars going to the high side to get out of the way, and next is Matthew Haig. We know he's got some speed. Just ended up down a little bit lower, but it's going to run a little higher line. It's going to force those two to go underneath the 83. As he goes to the high side, stay off the wall there, Matt. He does scrapes it a little bit, but enough to give enough room to the leaders to go on by. Continue this battle as we've got 3 laps to go. Ron Millam still leads by 2 tenths over TJ Hanley. Austin Smith maybe looking to these two get tangled up. Got another battle back there in P number 8 and 9. We got Michael Garcia and Josh Duncan, Tiffany Ellis called kind of in that little group there. But back up front for the lead as we cross the line one more time here. We got 2 laps to go, and Ron Millam still has the lead.
It looks like the 91 can get down to the bottom, but that 08 is getting down just a little bit more and getting those tires all the way down to the apron line right there. Now going to get to the back bumper of the 91. Tries the first attempt at a bump and run, and that 91 did not budge. He might have to use the bumper a little bit harder. White flag in the air one more time around Iowa. We'll see if that spooked the 91 here at all. Looks like he sets it down into turns 1 and 2. Very nicely. The 8 the 08s. It gets a good run out of the corner. Maybe going to look to the high side here through 3 and 4. He's going to send it down in there. Going to get to the back bumper. He's going to try it maybe one more time. Gets there, but doesn't get him loose enough. And Ron Millam is going to hold off TJ Hanley to grab his first win of the season. Great run there, and really great strategy, pitting 6 laps earlier there, and the tires hold on for dear life. Austin Smith going to come around, grab himself 3rd place. Richard Covington comes home in 4th. Hard Charger goes to Dylan Jacobs, coming home in 5th, up 15 spots. Cody Brewer, Thomas O'Connor, Michael Garcia, Tiffany Ellis, Josh Duncan for your top 10. But it's the 91 Kubota Toyota that gets to do the dance on the front stretch.
Kubota Toyota doing its thing. Obviously, as he's celebrating, we'll go ahead and pull up the list of results here for tonight's race here with Pit Road Speed Limit Racing out from Iowa. Ron Millam is your leader, gaining 9 positions overall tonight, or excuse me, 5 positions overall tonight, and then number 91 to finish 1st. TJ Hanley finishes in 2nd, up 6 spots, and Austin Wells will be up 8 spots to finish in 3rd. That's your top 3. We should talk to them here shortly. But back and forth, Richard Covington Jr., Dylan Jacobs for 5th, Cody Brewer in 6th, Thomas O'Connor in 7th, Michael Garcia in 8th, Tiffany Ellis does finish in 9th, so a top 10 for Tiff. In 10th is going to be Josh Duncan in at number 77. Cody Handler with a pretty good finish here tonight in finishing in 11th. Matthew Hake back at 12th, Kyle Emerson in 13th. Harper Capps in 14th, Austin Wells, Justin Potts, Dylan Large, Anthony Emerson for 18 spots, and then back for the rest of the field, starting with 19s. Chris Ledford, Bruce Spencer in 20th. Jay Monan finishes back there in 21st. Then you got Kelly Akron, Brian Roy, Joshua Smith, and Dylan Emerson for your 25 car field.
Yeah, that'd be a good one out here tonight. And again, just the early caution on lap number 1, and then we went green the rest of the way. So great drive by all the drivers out there. I want to say congrats to them for sure for doing a really good job out here. As Ron Millam, I believe this might have been his first win in the series since at least since we've been broadcasting here on CRM. We've seen flashes of speed from the 91, but really put everything together here tonight and gets himself the win here at Iowa. A reminder, race number 10 next week is going to be at Nashville with some new paint schemes, hopefully on a bunch of these cars with their favorite band. So tune in next week for that one. And then the races in July, we'll have Pocono, Bristol, Richmond with video game nights paint schemes, and then Watkins Glen before we start the chase in September. But we're going to get our top 3 here in for their interviews. And it looks like they're ready to go here. So we'll start off with our 3rd place finisher here tonight. It's going to be the 33 of Austin Smith. Austin, I guess I got to ask you the first question, and the question on my mind is kind of when did you decide when you were going to come into the pits? Because it seemed like everybody in the field had a different idea. I don't think anybody came down on the same lap.
No, I was a little confused there myself. I don't know. I just ran it long to hope to have tires on the back end.
So it looks like there was no issues whatsoever as far as making this thing on one pit stop. I know we've seen a couple of drivers come in and do a 2-stop race, but I mean, clearly tonight was a 1-stop race from the start.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was kind of surprised people were doing in 3. Unless there was a caution, I could see where it made sense, but it's pretty clean.
It was clean, but that unfortunately brought some lap traffic into play as well. How was your race in regards to making your way through lap traffic here?
It was pretty good. I feel like everybody, for the most part, ran pretty clean and kind of let the lead car laps or lead lap cars go by them and not really race them too hard.
Well, it certainly looked good out there. You get yourself a top 3 here tonight at Iowa as the sun sets. Before we let you go and get out of here, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
I'd like to thank my smoking hot girlfriend, Haley, back home in Oregon.
There you go. Well, congrats again on the top 3 here tonight. We'll let you go celebrate with Haley, and we'll see you next week at Nashville.
Thanks, Laura. We'll see you guys.
That is your 3rd place finish here tonight, the 33 of Austin Smith. 2nd place here tonight, Jimmy is going to go to the 08 of TJ Hanley.
Hey, TJ, Jimmy Carl, Cappy.
Jimmy, Carl, long time no see. How you boys been?
Yeah, another week here, finishing back there in P number 2 for the '08, getting it done here. Almost had a run there at the end. The bump and run didn't work for you here tonight, so you had to kind of settle there for that second place. But a great run here by the '08. Give us a little rundown of your race and how it was out there here tonight.
Yeah, no, practice was all right. Found a little more speed with the iRacing preset than any other of the setups. Qualifying, just went out there, and I feel like I've still left a little bit out there on the table for the qualifying, but top 10 qualifying, can't be too upset about that. Survived the first little run we had, and then after that it was just tire save. Getting off the gas a little sooner than everybody, getting on the gas a little bit later than everybody. Ron was 100% the guy to beat today, and I knew that. But I had to take a gamble whenever we got to fuel. I just figured, might as well stay out. Might as well get the tire advantage. Seemed to pay off pretty well. Right there around 10 to go, Ron got on the gas a little early. I think he clipped the wall. I loved seeing that because I knew that was blood in the water, and I knew it was time to go. But I didn't want to burn up my stuff, so just waited, and slowly reeled him in. I hit him with 2 to go, and I thought about it. I was like, man, like I don't want to wreck him, but I'll move him. And I think Ron knew that I was 100% committed. I was gonna do it. He played it right. Sucks I can't win at Iowa, but I'll take good P2 any day. It was a good race. I'm glad we only got one caution. I'm glad we got green flag pit stops in. Really good day. Thank you to everybody who was watching. Do appreciate it. Thank you to the service station. Pre-game punch is probably my favorite drink, right next to Cowboy Kool-Aid. We got at least one more race with them on the hood. Maybe a couple others to come postseason. We'll see. Justin J having a little bit of a rough night. I'm happy Harper's back, even if it's only for the tournament. Good to be doing that, and I'm glad I get to move on in the winners bracket, along with, and we'll see who I'm lined up against next week. But yeah. Very good race overall. Whole broadcast was fun to watch. And hi, Kathy. Other than that, yeah, just a really good race overall, boys.
I appreciate it. Well, we've definitely seen the 08 out there. Did a fantastic job, like you said. And obviously, it's good to hear you moving on in your little bracket that you guys got going there between your league mates. And so we will hope to see how that all winds out when that's all finished. But we wanted to say congratulations on your second place finish. And you already gave your shout out. So I guess we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Thank you once again, Jimmy and Carl, for letting us use y'all for live stream and putting these races on. We do appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Enjoy your evening.
Is your second place finisher here tonight, TJ Hanley, and at the 08. Almost getting it done, but wasn't going to get it done here tonight because it was Ron Millum that did it in the 91 here tonight. Ron, I got to ask you, I know you didn't have any extra weight in the back of that car because you're certainly fast enough to get yourself to lead and stretch out there a little bit. But, I mean, did you have, like, training wheels on the right-hand side, or what was the case there? Because, I mean, TJ tried to give you a shot, and that thing didn't budge.
Yeah, man, just playing defense there. I knew he was going to send it in. That's just a thing he likes to do. So, always got to be aware of stuff like that. But, just trying to keep that 91 Kubota running strong.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to say real quick, shout out to Chase Bollard for making this paint, brother. Ran in a couple races, finally got into victory lane.
Yeah, it is a good-looking Kubota machine out there. Definitely picking out. Yeah, exactly. It's right up Jimmy's alley for sure. Anything orange, Jimmy's right on that. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of amazing. I know it looked like these cars were really sticking to the track nicely, and maybe if anything, you guys were dealing with maybe a little understeer. It seemed like quite a few drivers getting in the turn 4 wall.
Yeah, I mean, I was just really trying to stick to the low line. My tires were really not able to get up on the top. I don't know how they were running the middle. I could really just hang it to the low line. So that's all I can do for me. And the 91 Kubota machine. What? We're drinking teas tonight. Yeah.
Well, I mean, certainly, I think the only other late race scare, you came up on a couple lap cars there at the end. It seemed like for the most part tonight, the lap cars doing a really good job of just kind of staying out of the way, letting you guys do your racing at the front. Were you concerned at all coming up on those two at the end?
No, normally people leave a little room for the leaders. If you're a lap car, they'll leave room for the leaders. Everybody's really nice and respectful, So pretty good race there at the end. Shout out to TJ for not sending it in too hard, but I knew you were going to do that, buddy. But that was a good race there at the end.
Oh yeah, and you got that shot and you just kind of smacked him off like a mosquito. That was just bugging you. Didn't feel anything right there, but he's going to maybe send it a little harder if he wants to have any kind of shot of upsetting the number 91. But
something like that was nice. I was thinking he was going to pull the old Austin Dillon, but yeah, all right. It was a hell of a race right there, brother.
Well, it was, and you finally get yourself a win up here as well. So congrats on finally cracking through here and really, kind of redeeming yourself here for the season and maybe getting yourself a chance at running here in the chase. I mean, you come in here 5th in points and really the one of the only ones up here in the top 10 without a win. Now you can't say that anymore. You got yourself a win. So congrats on that. Before we let you go and celebrate, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
I just want to say shout out to everybody that runs the league. Shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast. And shout out to the old 91 Kubota machine.
Well, got to ask before you leave here, we got a favorite band paint scheme out there next week. Are we going to see the Kubota back out there? I mean, it's kind of hard to change when you finally break through for that first win. Are you going to see a new paint scheme?
I don't know. I'm in shock I won. I never thought I was going to win. I was just having fun with my top 10 cars, keeping it a good run, but here we are, so I'm going to have to think about that one.
Well, look fast, go fast. Just remember that for sure. Either way, it was fast out here tonight, so congrats again on getting your first win of the season. We'll let you go celebrate. See you next week in Nashville.
Thank you, brother. You guys have a good night.
You too, buddy. That is the driver of the 91. Your winner here tonight, Ron Millam, as he breaks through and gets his first win. And now looks like everyone in the top 7 spots has a win on the season. So congrats to everybody so far through the season. But next week, race number 10 in Music City, going to be a good one. Looking forward to seeing some cool paint schemes out there. Looking to see some great racing as well, just like we've seen here tonight. As again, just one caution. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. So great job by all the drivers out here. That's going to do it for our coverage here tonight. Again, tomorrow night, we got another doubleheader with VVR and the Core GT Series. But for myself and Jimmy from Corn Country here in Iowa, we'll see you at the track.